Welcome to the Love After Kids Relationship Toolkit. I'm David Younger, licensed psychologist and couples therapist. Before we begin, I want to give you a big virtual hug. It takes a lot of courage to work on your relationship, to recognize that there are problems, issues, things that you're struggling with, and to deal with them instead of avoid them. I'm going to do my best to support you every step of the way through this process. Have you ever seen something through a fence and you don't even know what it is because all you see between each piece of wood are bits and pieces of what's on the other side? You see it moving, it's an animal, furry and limber, but it's all fragmented and you struggle to make sense of what you're seeing. What you see confuses you because you can't identify it, it's unknown. That confusion leads you to try to fill in the spots that you can't see, to make it known. This is the nature of the human mind. It thrives on order, logic, and completeness. As long as you're filling in those blanks with something, you're satisfying that need, even if you're placing an elbow where a shoulder should be. So what the bleep does this have to do with relationships, you may be asking yourself? Good question. This action or process of filling in the blanks with what we assume to know is a common and toxic symptom of a struggling relationship. It's lazy science, essentially. Instead of taking the time to investigate and find a way to the other side of the fence, and with respect to relationships, the other side of the fence is your partner. So instead of communicating directly with your partner, you fill in the blanks yourself, assuming they're thinking and feeling and will react a certain way. This is a crucial component that we'll be addressing in this course. To quote from one of my daughter's favorite books, you can't go under it, you can't go over it, you've got to go through it. Love After Kids was designed specifically for couples that have struggled since having kids, which is a universal challenge with unique and identifiable factors and solutions. I feel humbled and honored that you're joining me today to help you get unstuck and transform how you think so you can find common ground and discover a new sense of togetherness with your partner. My hope is that through my voice, the content, and the work that we accomplish together, that we can build a virtual relationship where you feel supported and trust that where you are where you need to be. Congratulations on making this decision. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to face your relationship head on and to reject the status quo. I'm excited to bring this content to you today because after working with hundreds of couples and on my own marriage, I know this is a proven system to get you back on track and revitalize your relationship. My goal in creating the Love After Kids program was to create a clear, accessible, practical, and affordable solution for couples that have grown apart since having children. You're likely here because you have at least one kid, and the massive changes that have come since becoming parents have taken a toll on your relationship and have resulted in falling into harmful patterns that the two of you just can't seem to break. You feel stuck in that smoochy pre-parent honeymoon phase where you could do whatever you wanted, when you wanted, feels like ages ago. There are many ways that having children inevitably takes a toll on your relationship. You've had exponentially less time and energy to devote to each other. Because you're so busy with work and raising a family, you've been hard-pressed to find the time and energy to devote to working on your relationship. You're more stressed and have more financial obligations. A host of new challenges and differences have arisen regarding co-parenting approaches and decisions. You have less time for each other, which has led to less communication and increasing resentment, isolation, and deprivation. As a result of all these inevitable, universal, and understandable challenges, you're likely struggling with most of the following: effective communication, maybe you're fighting more than ever, not feeling heard, feeling taken for granted, feeling misunderstood, feeling hopeless. Maybe there's a decrease in quality and quantity of intimacy and sex. Maybe you're fighting in front of the kids, feeling tired and depleted, trapped and stuck. Whatever the reason you're here, as daunting as it probably feels, I know from my own professional and personal experiences how well the information, tools, and resources can work. The Love After Kids program can be used in conjunction with therapy or as an alternative means of working on your relationship. Its advantages include the fact that it can save you a lot of time, money, and energy, plus you can both benefit even if just one of you participates. You just have to be willing to work at it. And like most things in life, the more you put in, the more you'll get out. With respect to relationships, few experiences are more universal than the changes that occur when children are born, and the unparalleled challenges that come with them. Yet people don't generally get the support and preparation they need for relationships and raising families, even though this is arguably one of the most profound and challenging journeys one can experience. I know it has been for me. My sincere hope is that this program will empower you to take control of your relationship via the knowledge, tools, and resources provided. I welcome any and all feedback related to the program. I won't make outlandish claims and guarantees, but I will say that I believe wholeheartedly in the material. I benefited from it personally and have helped hundreds of couples, including many in acute crises and with little hope, to find their ways back to each other. Also, please make sure you sign up for our Facebook community. There you can ask questions, get feedback, and interact with me and other members in this course. So who am I? First and foremost, I'm honored to be your guide on this journey. I'm a licensed psychologist, trained couples therapist, researcher, and creator of Love After Kids. More importantly, I'm a husband and father. I've been seeing individuals and couples for 15 years, which is the amount of time I've been in a relationship with my wife, Debbie. Our own journey, with all of its ups and downs and unexpected challenges, combined with all of my work helping people with their relationships, is what has inspired me to create Love After Kids and the Love After Kids Relationship Toolkit. There are so many people out there that don't have access to therapy, or that have tried therapy but haven't benefited from it. But the challenges are still there, and most of us go into marriage and parenthood totally unprepared. The other huge factor that's inspired me are my children, and all of the kids out there that are directly impacted when their parents don't work on their relationships. I know this program works because we've been through it. All the spontaneity and being the center of each other's universe seemed to get turned upside down on the 9th of November 2004, the day our son was born. But today, because of these tools I'll be sharing with you, I can unequivocally state that our love and devotion to each other is fiercer than ever. That doesn't mean that we don't struggle or go through ups and downs. Of course we do, and I'll share many stories with you along the way. But we've gotten better and better at recognizing, understanding, and dealing with the challenges as they arise. This is what you're going to learn in this course. I've been lucky enough to have studied in some of the most prestigious institutions in the world and feel truly blessed to love my work. In my private practice, I've helped hundreds of couples that have come to me in moments of crisis to understand why they were stuck and empower them with the tools to get back to what they thought they'd lost forever. For the last 5 years, I've been developing ways to translate these processes to help the countless couples that don't have the luxury of attending weekly couples therapy, and I'm proud to say that this toolkit is the result of those efforts. Why now? Having kids places tremendous stress on the couple's relationship, and it often starts well before conception. According to the CDC, 7.4 million women, that's almost 12% of women, have received infertility services in their lifetime. 1 in 8 couples have trouble getting pregnant or sustaining a pregnancy. Most of us enter into parenthood very unaware of how to proceed and of what's to come. Most people taking this course have likely made it to the parenting stage. You've gone through childbirth, birthing plans that may have gone completely awry, nesting and preparing the home for your little one. But how many of you prepared your relationship for what was to come? When we bring another person into the mix, everyone is impacted. Please know that as a parent struggling to maintain a healthy relationship and family life, you are not alone. This challenge is extremely common, but its impact can be quite significant. We need to tackle this now because there can be many devastating impacts of chronic parental conflict on your family, including your children. Children are like sponges and they're watching us all the time. They're sensitive to the tensions between parents, no matter how hard we try to conceal them. It's so important to provide them with a sense of stability and security during childhood, which they'll carry with them into adulthood. Many studies have shown the damaging effects of chronic parental conflict, as well as the positive effects and developmental outcomes of a truly aligned parental unit. How is chronic parental conflict harmful to children? It can negatively impact their mental health, make them feel unsafe, cause them to worry about taking sides, to feel guilty. It's poor role modeling for your children. It can decrease the quality of your parenting, and it may cause your parent-child relationship to suffer. Here are some other negative impacts of chronic parental conflict according to a variety of research studies. Negative effects of parental discord are found for both boys and girls. Children as young as 6 months may register their parents' distress. Marital conflict has been found to elicit negative, aggressive behaviors in children. There's a link between negative marital interactions and negative parenting behaviors. Destructive conflict styles are expected to lead to destructive problem-solving approaches and to negative social behavior in children. Children who live with parents who constantly quarrel may frequently become tired and ill, play less, and sleep poorly. Perceptions of parental marital conflict are associated with increased levels of distress in children. Marital conflict has been associated with a lower tendency of young adults to name their parents as people who can provide them with help or assistance. Chronic parental conflict affects children's levels of anxiety and self-esteem, which can carry over into adulthood and can affect their later psychological health. The experience of parental marital conflict often repeats in the relationships that children form as adults. Almost every study examining parental relationships and parenting has found the quality of the relationship between parent and child to be linked to the quality of the relationship between the parents. In other words, it's really hard to parent at your best when you're not relating at your best. It's also become increasingly clear that the quality and stability of couple relationships and marriages are linked with child, adult, family, and community well-being in so many ways. I know all of this can be hard to hear, but it's important to understand. It only makes completing this training even more important for you. I put a lot of time into creating a concise and effective program for you, but in order for it to work, there are just a few simple ground rules I need from you. You don't have to be full of hope to benefit from this program, but you do have to be willing to try something new. This program will not be of much use if one or both members of the couple have one foot out the door. It's intended for people who are willing to commit to working on the relationship. Be patient with yourself and with each other. The more entrenched you are in old patterns, the more resistance that there's going to be to change. It's human nature to revert back to old behavior, even if it's detrimental, so be prepared to resist that instinct. However much you think you know your partner, I guarantee that much of what you think you know is contributing to staying stuck. Remember, this is above all else a process of discovery. This is not a process of assigning blame, finding fault, or proving guilt or innocence. It's not court. There's no judge. This is a process to help you understand yourselves and each other. There's nothing worse than feeling pigeonholed. The only thing you're allowed to assume about each other moving forward is that you know nothing. Use I statements in discussions. You statements often imply blame and feed an attack-defend dynamic that can spiral out of control rapidly. Finally, don't skip or rush through the program. Everything is here for a reason. This course is designed for you to take your time and really absorb the content and stages. Remember this, you're in the right place. The 3 steps to revitalize your relationship are as follows. Step 1, recognize what's happening. Step 2, understand why it's happening. And step 3, change what's happening. Here's how the program works. Go through each step with me guiding you. I've designed this specifically for you to go step by step, so please do these in order. You'll get a series of questions with each step to help you understand your own process. Please take the time to answer these. These are crucial to your success. This program was designed for you to do as an individual. However, you'll also see exercises and actions you can take with your partner. Ideally, you'll work on it together, but you and your relationship can both still benefit even if just one of you starts. For each step, there will also be a role play between me and my wife Debbie, who's also a therapist, to help you hear an example of what another couple may be experiencing. After that role play, Deb and I will debrief to help you better understand the experience. I'm also including bonus parenting conversations to help you hone in on your parenting skills. This course is about reconnecting with your partner. However, we also want to focus on how you two are interacting with your children and impacting them. As you go through the course, you'll frequently hear me give my own personal examples. I think this is important because as I said up front, this system has truly benefited my family as well. This program is designed for you to go through one module each week. Some of you may want to be overachievers, but be sure to wait. Pace yourself. It's important to set aside time in your schedule to devote to this every day. I'm not talking about taking leave from your job. Whatever you can do is great, but consistency is critical, especially at the beginning. Now, you may experience a lot of different emotions during this process. That's totally normal. It's never easy to achieve real, lasting personal change, and it may take you through a bit of a roller coaster at times. But I'm confident you'll learn so much on this ride, and the results for you and your family will be completely worth it. I hope this introduction has given you a thorough understanding of what to expect from the toolkit, and most importantly, I hope it's instilled in you the confidence to know that it can and will work for you if you're open and ready to make positive changes. You can do this, and I'm thrilled to guide you on this journey we're about to take together. Here are the next steps. First, start with your Love After Kids relationship assessment. Make sure to answer these questions as a gut check of where you are now. Also, if you're taking this course with your partner, please take a look at the Love After Kids contract, which helps you both make a commitment to truly learning the course and not accepting the status quo in your relationship. After looking at those handouts, please head to the second part of Module 1, the problem with complacency. Congratulations again on taking this tremendous step toward revitalizing your relationship. Let's get started.